In this video, we're going to break down the classic project management triangle, but with a modern twist. AI tools like ChatGPT and also GitHub Copilot are changing the way we manage time, cost, and scope of a project. But can it really bend the rules? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Edna. Welcome to my channel. I have been in tech for over a decade now, and I created this space to help other software professionals grow. Every week, I share my insights on system design, computer science fundamentals, tech leadership, project management, and also just the latest in tech, like AI. So hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss out. Oh, and stick around till the end because I have a little something for you. Let's talk about a very basic concept, yet very powerful, the project management triangle, or some may call it the triple constraints. Early on in my career, I learned this really powerful concept from a really successful and expert project manager. And honestly, I can't even tell you how many times this has come to my rescue at work. The core basically is it has three elements. Scope, which is basically what are we delivering, the requirements. The time, when are we expected to deliver and go live with these requirements that we have agreed upon. And the last one is cost. How much resources do we have to spend on this project? Things like tools and programmers on the project. But here's a twist. You can most of the time only fulfill two of these elements. And the third, usually you have to let go and compromise. And yes, that is true. Even in 2025, when I'm filming this video, even with all the AI tools that we have, these three and this concept and these three elements still hold true. If you have found this video helpful so far, I would really appreciate it if you can like, comment, and also share. Plus, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow and also to reach more people who may find this content helpful. And in return, I will answer all of your comments and questions. And also, here's a picture of my dog, Kaden. All right, let's get to the video, shall we? You might be thinking, well, we've got AI now. Can't we do more with less? The answer is yes, but with some trade offs. AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and GitHub Copilot, there's no doubt that they have changed the game. But look, they don't eliminate the triangle, they're just adding some more options inside it. Let's take a look at three real world examples and kind of see how this plays out. Here's scenario one. A fintech startup is trying to launch a tool for tracking their expenses. The CEO comes out and says, all features 3 weeks, go. So at this point, it's pretty clear that you cannot change the timeline, right? The deadline that the tool needs to go out and all the feature that needs to go with it. So what do you do in this case? Go back to the triangle. So time is not non-negotiable and scope is non-negotiable. So cost is the only one that you have big old room. So you go and hire 3 contract programmers and 2 AI agents. GitHub Copilot to write your backend services and ChatGPT to write your documents like requirements documents and tests. And you deliver. But look, your cost spiked, skyrocketed probably, but you delivered. So as you see, yes, AI helped, but somebody still have to go and test and verify that everything works as expected. So the moral of this story is yes, AI helps, but it's not free magic. Scenario two. Picture a healthcare tech company trying to build a patient check in system. You already know that the scope for that project it's already been signed, agreed upon, and locked in. The other thing is cost. Cost and basically the budget is also locked in, and there's no wiggle room in it. So going back to the project management triangle, scope and costs are locked in. So the only thing remaining is time, that you have some wiggle room. So you think, oh, wait, I'm gonna go get some Gen AI tools to speed things up. You go get Claude to summarize your compliance documents because they're boring and nobody wants to read those and they take long. And you also get Figma to auto generate your UI sketches. Sounds fast, right? But wait, you still have to do the QA. You still have to make sure that all the edge cases, all these compliance rules and laws are like working. So you have to manually test them all. So as you can see, the timeline grows even with Gen AI automation. Third scenario, picture a warehousing company and they have agreed upon and want to release a tool for their warehouse managers. The CFO comes out and says 25K, 4 weeks. That's it. No wiggle room, no discussion. Go. You think that's impossible. We cannot accomplish the entirety of the scope that we've agreed upon with those constraints. So you go ahead and decide to shrink the scope because that's the only part that is you have wiggle room. You decide, okay, how am I going to use AI to get the most of the scope? You decide to use a GPT and create a chatbot where it answers like some of the questions about package tracking for warehouse manager. The other thing you do is you enable a capability to upload log files, but you won't show them a visual analytics of it. So as you can see, like it's lean, it's within budget, and you used GPT AI to accomplish it. But it's still not the full version, and you still have work to do. A quick plug-in on what are AI agents. AI agents are basically tools that are powered by generative AI to complete tasks. They can do things like writing and reviewing code, summarizing requirements, and creating documentation for post release on how to use your product. They can also even generate UI and write your test cases. So, as you can see, they are fast, they are efficient, but they need direction. So, remember, they can amplify your team, especially under pressure, but they still need some guidance and help. Before I let you go, I wanted to share two of my favorite tips that I use at work around this topic. When it comes to scope and you're struggling to figure out where you can shrink it down and how to have that communication with your stakeholders, I usually go to a tiered approach. Tier one is must haves, tier two is nice to haves for that release, and tier three is basically future releases. This really helps bring focus in the discussions that you're having with your stakeholders. The next tip that I use is usually when things are tense with your stakeholders. I usually ask the question of, so what does success look like for this product launch? That's when they really tell you what is really important for them, what the core functionalities that they're looking for, and what can be, let go for the first release, like reporting and things like that. So, highly recommend that. If you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you like, share, and comment on it. It really helps the channel grow. And now I leave you like I always do with a joke. Because life is too short not to laugh. Here it is. Why do project managers never tell jokes in sprint planning meetings? Because they're afraid of scope creep. I know. See you later.